Hello, everyone. Good day, and hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the ECN Leadership Channel, and thanks for following along, for all your comments, for the subscriptions, and the sharings. So today, just like we already had intimated in some other episodes, that we're going to be dealing with real life situations. Learning from my mentor and the comment that she gave me on previous videos, to make it as much as interactive as possible. We are going to be painting another life case scenario. Last week we spoke about communication, communicating visions. Yeah. So now we're going to be looking a little bit more in depth about communicating within teams, because this is something, even after you have shared the vision, has the potential to be able to make or break the team. And what we have seen over time is that even though vision has been communicated, vision is clear, if there is a communication breakdown within the team, then there is nothing that the team can achieve. So I'm going to pick two life scenarios, and I speak from now what I have seen happening day to day and in the course of my work. We have a situation like this. A particular document or a particular request is made by a team leader, and then that team leader gives a timeline for when that document is meant to be submitted. And so everybody goes scrambling around, getting to have to deliver his or her own document according to the timeline that has been set. So now the timeline is up. Many team members turned in the requests. Some have not. And then for those that have turned in, so I'm going to paint two scenarios right now. There's a set A, they have turned in their request, and this particular fellow turned in his request. But unknown to the leader was able to acknowledge all the other documents that were turned in from the team members, but he missed out one of this particular guy that turned in his. And then this guy gets a reminder from the leader that, why are you not turning in your document? Timeline is already up, and he's really getting agitated. And the guy replies, I have already turned it in. I've sent it earlier according to the timeline. And the leader now goes back to his or her mailbox and checks and signs out, oh yes, he has turned it in, and just reply to the guy with a simple, oh, noted. That's one case. The second case is another set of team members. One of them in this case have not submitted according to the timeline. He or she is having challenges with having to get the requested information to put in a document and then to be able to forward to his upline manager. And this particular inability to get those information is not because he or she is lazy. He or she has challenges in getting them. And in fact, it could be that this particular team member will be the one that will get the richest of the information that is actually required. So these are two clear scenarios. And this team member does not communicate to the manager, doesn't say anything, and then reminders keep going every day. When are you going to get this for us? When are you going to get this for us? And there's no response from the team member. Team member on his own is just thinking, please let me just work as fast as I can, get the required information, and just push it to the manager. So these are two scenarios, A and B. So what would you do in this kind of scenario if you're a leader? So as we always do, I go first. So myself, looking at the group A and then the group B. Group A, I would say it was actually very wrong for the leader to have replied to that information by the team member that I have already submitted my document and requested according to the timeline that you gave. Replying back with just a simple, oh, noted. That means you found out that the fault was yours. You missed out his document that he has sent according to the timeline that you have set. And so he reminds you that he has sent it, and then all you could respond was just, oh, noted. That means, okay, yes, I found it, and then we move on. No, that is actually very demeaning, and in most instances can actually run down the morale of the team member. So the guy goes like, so this guy didn't even check his mailbox very well, and he comes badging at me and telling me I've not submitted. It could actually run down the morale of that person. And if that person is a very sensitive person emotionally, you could actually lose that person from being able to commit to the vision that he or she has already started running with. So the manager in this case is meant to acknowledge that, I'm very sorry. If you're a leader, it does not mean that you cannot make mistakes. You can make mistakes, but it is for you to be able to intentionally acknowledge those mistakes, communicate very clearly. I'm sorry, I missed out your mail. I see that you have sent it according to the timeline. Thank you very much, very much. In fact, you need to give the person a tap on the back and say, we need team members like you that will always respond as of when due, according to the due timeline. Thank you very much for keeping up to your word. And then you close it. That team member feels cherished and feels a part of the team because you were able to accept your inability to locate what he or she has sent according to the timeline. Yeah, so that is where the leader needs to intentionally. These things happen in workplaces. Leaders just feel if they make a mistake, it's okay, and then if only the followers make a mistake, then it gets to be blown out of proportion. No, every leader needs to acknowledge when he or she goes wrong, especially a team member. There's nothing demeaning saying I'm sorry, you apologize for the situation, my bad, I was the one that missed out the mail, I'm very sorry, thank him again, and you move on. The team member will feel very, very, very much different about that. So that is the way I would handle that. Then for the second group of team members, now I'm putting myself in the shoe of being a team member reporting to a leader. Yeah, because either way, one way or the other, every team leader, if you're a leader of a team, you still have another team leader that you report to. So now I've been asked for this particular document and details, and I don't have those information yet. I am digging very well. I'm digging studiously towards getting those information. It's not as if I'm being lazy about it, but because I know the timeline has passed, I just said, no, don't worry. By the time I send in what I have to send in, which is very rich, I'm sure this manager will just, this leader will just not want to complain about if I was late in submitting it. No, that's also very wrong. So if you are a team member, you're a leader, and you need to push up whatever information a timeline has been given, communication requests that you just put up a small text, a small email to your upline manager. Say, sir, I'm deeply very sorry, I'm not able to keep up. And in fact, you should send this communication before the timeline expires. I see this happening in a lot of teams. You set meetings and then somebody comes after the meeting or during the meeting to send you a reminder that he or she is unable to make the meeting. That is very, very wrong. It is rude and it's very wrong. So what is meant to happen is that before the expiration of the timeline that has been given by the leader, what you do is that you communicate. I'm deeply sorry, I'm unable to keep up to this particular timeline, and these are the reasons why. Dash. I am digging very studiously the feedback that I require from some particular team members or from the field or from customers that have reached out to. They have not been able to give me back those informations. I am following up on them back to back on a daily basis, and I assure you that when you see the results of what I'm compiling, you'll be very glad. So please kindly bear with me. I crave your indulgence. Another set is the leader on his own also now is informed before the timeline expires, and then the leader is also able to react accordingly, especially if he or she also needs to push whatever it is that you have given upwards. So that allows a lot of flexibility on both sides. So the leader is happy, then the team member is also quickly trying to wrap up whatever he or she needs to wrap up and then pass it up. Keeping quiet to a timeline or keeping quiet to a request that has been made, especially when a timeline is tagged to it, is considered not very okay working in teams. So you see these two different scenarios right now. Communication between teams clearly shows that if the team has a communication breakdown, there will not be the achieving of goals or objectives that have been set, especially as vision has been rolled out accordingly. So these are two clear scenarios. Kindly put up in the comment section, you as a leader, what would you do? How would you react? From my own explanation and from my own example, the way I would handle it, taking into cognizance my leadership skills, how would you handle yours? And then if there are other comments, other inputs you want to put in, other things that we can bring to the table to help also improve this communication within teams, feel very free to share them in the comment section. So I hope this has been of benefit to you yourself, and can you share with your team members also. Don't forget to hit the notification button so that you can get new videos as they come out on a weekly basis. Subscribe, share, repost, share with your team members, and then I see you on the other side of next week also. Thank you very much, and do have a fruitful week ahead. Bye.